Aloha and mahalo for joining me. I'm Janet, and welcome to the Call to Create podcast. I'm so excited that you're here today. Okay, let's get to our topic today. And I was thinking about all the things that I like to share, and I thought, what is it? What else can I share? Choosing from the thousands of things that I could share about money and finances, what is those things that I can share that are really important? And so I thought a lot about investment. And the word investment is kind of a little scary if you ask me. Now, I don't have a problem with talking about money and dealing with it, but then when you talk about investment, there's just like this whole thing that happens when you think about that word. But I want to share the word investment in a whole different way. But when you need money and you're out of work and you're out of a job, you have to think creatively on how else you can bring in money. But you also have to be at a place where you're willing to talk about it. And I also encouraged you the other day to actually write down how much money comes in and how much money goes out. Now, if you're out of work right now, of course, you're not gonna, your own personal money coming in is going to be zero. But if you have a spouse or a partner, or if you live in a family where everybody contributes, write all of that down. Write how much money comes in and write down all of your expenses that you have, money that you have to pay people, right? Either a mortgage or rent, car payment, gas, electric, water, telephone or cell phone, you name it. There's endless things that you have to pay for. So take the time to write all of that down. Anything, money coming in and all the money going out, right? All the bills and expenses that you have. And it's so liberating when you can actually write it out and see it on paper. That's why I recommend writing it down on paper more than writing it in, your computer or your cell phone, because there's magic that happens when you're physically writing something out. Please do that. It's so important that you make all this kind of stuff a priority because we need money to live on. And I want to be able to help you get to that place where you're okay with talking about it. It doesn't have to be stressful. I want to help you get to that place where it's okay. You have to talk about it, and you can talk about it where, okay, let's look at all the numbers, let's deal with it, and not lose sleep and have anxiety. So please do the things that I suggest. You'll really be happy that you did. And so I want to get to talking about investment. The type of investment I want to talk about is not investing your money. Of course, that's a whole nother topic, right? And a whole nother session that I could talk about. But I want to talk about the kind of investment that you invest in yourself. And it's interesting because I've interviewed so many women, and I don't know if you remember that I had mentioned that one of the greatest stress, when it comes to women and finances is that they feel like they don't have enough money. And if you ever feel like that, I want you to take this moment to invest in yourself. What I'm talking about is that you take the time to think about all the things that you need to do to take care of yourself, like exercise. And that's one way of investing in yourself. You have to exercise, you have to do something in order to stay healthy for the rest of your life. There's no way around it. And whether it's just walking or anything like that, it doesn't have to be stressful or sweat producing type of exercise. It can just be something as simple as walking, like what I used to do for the last 10 years. I want to share with you about that type of investment, investing in yourself, like taking care of yourself. And when you do take care of yourself, you'll start to notice the difference in how you feel. And please don't ever assume that it's selfish to take care of yourself, because I have so many friends and family that work in the airlines, and they always laugh and they talk about how the analogy of if something happens in the airplane, the oxygen mask will pop down out of the ceiling, right? And you're instructed to put that oxygen mask on you first and then take care of your children or other people that you're with. Because if you don't get enough oxygen and you pass out or something happens to you, there's no way you're going to be able to help anyone else, especially if you have kids. And that's the same thing that you have to keep in mind when it comes to investing in yourself. You have to make sure that you take care of yourself, do some sort of exercise, and, eating better too. Now, I don't always eat very well. I'll admit that, but if you start to make that effort, you'll start to really feel like, okay, this is good. I'm feeling better. But that's one of the first things I want you to do in investing yourself. And the second thing I want you to do to invest in yourself is to be able to take all these steps when it comes to your money. Logging it in, like I've been saying over and over, logging in how or writing down how much money's coming in, how much money has to go out, who you have to pay, and the dollar amount. But also having a conversation with yourself. Take the time to talk to yourself, because we talk to ourselves all day long. And I can guarantee that a lot of that conversation is not good. And I know that because I've talked to many, many women for years. I've had women clients for the last 25 plus years. And half of the things that women say to themselves is really not good. And a lot of it are things that you wouldn't even say to your friends. So keep that in mind. Start having conversations with yourself about money. Okay? Figure out like what's going on with your thoughts about money. How are you feeling about it? Does it give you stress, anxiety? Do you just not want to deal with it? But start investing in yourself in that way. Then that way, you'll be able to start feeling good about what you have to deal with, because you have to deal with money. And, money is not a bad thing. Money is used for us as a tool to live with, to use, right? To pay for our bills, to buy food. And, money always has to be flowing. It has to be going. Like, just imagine when you go to the store and you pay for something, you're helping that business pay their expenses too. They have to pay employees, they have to pay for the building that they're renting to have their store. And then once they pay their employees, right? Think about it, it's all moving. The money is always moving. So once their employee gets paid, that employee uses it to pay their bills and so on and so forth. So you see how money always has to be moving? So money is not a bad thing at all. Money is just here for us to use. Okay, so I want you to invest in yourself, and I want you to start today. I want you to be able to get to that place where you're okay to talk about it and deal with it. That's the best kind of investment you can do for yourself when it comes to dealing with money and taking care of yourself, right? Those two things, I think, are super, super important in an investment. Okay, everybody has to have their investment portfolio. Okay, and I want you to have an investment portfolio where you're including taking care of yourself, your health, and then getting to that place of talking about money and being okay with it. But I'm here to share all these things that I know that works and that it can help you. I can guarantee it. And I'm here also, if you have any questions, send me a direct message, and I'm very open to answering your questions, because your questions are so important, because everyone has value. So what you don't know, I may be able to help answer for you. Everyone has things in their life that they need help with, and let me know. And I know money is a struggle. Just the topic of money is a struggle for many, many women. And if you know you're ready to get started and you want to start a business, let me know. If you want to turn your hobby into a business, that can be super fun, because I know I used to have a craft and sewing business. And please do the things that I suggest. And please share this podcast with anyone who you know would get great value out of listening to it, especially if you know that they're thinking about starting their own business. Or even if they're not, there's still great value that I share in each episode that can bring value to women, even if they aren't interested in starting their own business. And please rate and review this podcast. I would appreciate it. And thank you so much, ladies. I hope you have a great day. Aloha.